Hello there, morons. It's Victor, King of the Morons. Wow, I called you all morons. Oh, that must be pissing off some people who have that big PC stick up their butt. If you're new to the channel, it's not an insult. It's just the way I say hello. I prefer to, hey bitches, which used to really bug me when I first, got on YouTube. I used to see people say, hey bitches, you know. Another thing that bugs me is why is this hat no longer fit me? This hat used to fit me. It doesn't fit me anymore. It doesn't cover my ears, you know. Anyway, okay, so, a couple of things, I want to talk about today. First of all, I'll take this first thing out of the way, real quick. This is a laundry video, which means you don't have to watch, just listen, alright? Don't watch me drinking my whiskey. Another thing I do during these laundry videos. Look at my hair, it looks really slick now. Whoa, it looks kind of Wolverine-ish. That's cool. Schnicked. So, ooh, that was weird. Laundry video, yes. What I want to talk about this evening, it's 2:50 in the morning. Man, today I worked 10.5 hours. That is a record for me. I haven't worked that long in a long time. And the ironic thing is that my Patreon is doing better, it's doing well. Who was ever interested in that? That Patreon, and I gotta thank everyone who contributed to that, about 72 people. Yeah, it's really going to help me once I can hire a teacher to help me take some of the load off so I can actually make these videos and get some sleep. But tomorrow I don't have to get up till 9:30, so I'll get some sleep. I'll get at least 6 hours, maybe. But anyway, so it's a laundry video, so I babble. You'll see me go here and there. I have tons of things to talk about. One thing I do want to talk about is I'm doing a Christmas collaboration, my own. It's a kind of a secret one. And I was thinking, if you guys, the loyal morons who watch or listen to me, if you'd like to take part, it would be really cool. And I would ask you to do this. Just make a short video that says, Merry Christmas, or Happy Hanukkah, or whatever you want to say. Happy Kwanzaa, whatever. From whatever part of the world you're in. So if you're in Canada, if you're one of those unfortunate souls who happens to have been born in that horrible country, Canada, then you can say, hey, my name is Elizabeth Gallagher, and Merry Christmas from, well, you don't have to say your name, I guess. You could. Hey, I'm Elizabeth Gallagher, well, Merry Christmas from Canada. Or whatever. Okay. And if you want to send that to me, you can send it to me at gimmeabreakman, gimmeabreakman, gimmeabreakman at gmail.com. And I will tag it on to the end of the video that I'm making, which will be cool. So, but you gotta get it in the next 2 days. But I mean, it's not hard. Of course, preferably you want to wear a Santa hat or something, or do something, you know, or take a shot. But keep it really short. Like I only need, but be able to buffer it with like 2 seconds before you speak and 2 seconds after you turn off the camera, after you stop speaking. You know, give me a little buffer there. So. Anyway, that's a little shout out to anybody who wants to, not a shout out, an invitation to anyone who would like to take part. That'd be cool. Okay, so I got the microphone in my butt, right here in my face. I never even took off my tie today because, you know, some days just get away from you, man. I sat down on my computer thinking I'm gonna go to sleep, and 2.5 hours later, after I got stuck watching like chimpanzee attack videos. I don't know why. I was reading something online about a chimpanzee that attacked some guy. And some guy named James bit his genitals off. And I was thinking, damn, poor bastard. Bit off his fingers, genitals, his nose. Like, just fuck this guy up. And of course I get stuck watching these horrible videos. Documentaries about chimpanzees. And not that I'm ever going to be, in that situation, but, it makes you think, like, what if you're attacked by a chimpanzee? Like, what do you do? You know? I mean, cause those things are obviously pretty crazy. So, I guess if I'm ever getting attacked, I'm going to go full offensive, like crazy. I'm going to bite that chimpanzee's fingers off before it gets my finger. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I guess his teeth are much sharper than my teeth. But I mean, I'll make him, maybe I'll hold my hands like this so he can't bite my fingers, and I don't know. I guess I'm pretty much fucked. I guess I'm pretty much fucked. Yeah. You guys ever do that? I'm one of those people who like imagines all these, hypothetical situations. And it happens so quickly in my head, like I can't even stop myself. Like, oh, chimpanzee, and it even happens live when I'm walking down the street, I'll see something and I'll be like, oh, what if this happens? I've got to be ready, to deal with this. The most ridiculous thing, like jumping over a car. If I see a car I thought, what if that car just, came onto the sidewalk? I have to like jump out of the way or jump behind this pole or jump behind this tree and hope it doesn't hit me. Ridiculous things. Ridiculous, yes. I can't control it, You can't blame me. It's just the way that my brain works, but. Today I want to talk about a couple things. First of all, I got the collab thing out of the way. A quick question someone asked me. I forgot your name, man. He just emailed me today. I thought it was the second time he'd asked me, but it actually was the first. But someone asked me a similar question. I've had this question time and time again. And that question is, do you need can you come to Japan and live off the internet? So the answer is, yes and no. You can if you can get a visa. Like, there's nothing stopping you from collecting money once you get over here. But you gotta get a visa, right? Being able to prove you make lots of money on the internet will probably be really difficult. It won't let you get a, God, I'm suppressing yawns. I'm so tired. I can't go to sleep though. I'm suppressing yawns, yeah. It will be very hard to get a visa that way. So I don't think you can do it. But I think if you're making so much money on the internet, you can probably get a student visa by just paying for tuition and getting a school to sponsor you. That's one thing. It smells really good. Today I'm drinking Maker's Mark, and open up a new bottle because I want to kanpai to a young lady, and you'll hear in a minute who she is. Oh, that's nice. So that's the visa. That's the visa story. If you get over here as a student, first, you're still going to need a sponsor. But you could probably stay here for a year or two and maybe figure out another way, get someone to sponsor you, or even set up a business, like a fake business, like pretend to hire people shit. I don't know, but you can't, and my point is you can't like make tons of money off the internet and then come over here and get a visa. But if you're not reloaded, just, become a student or something. That's one thing. The other, oh man, there's so many things I want to talk about. I already forgot the other thing I was going to say. Oh yes, my friend had a baby. And he knows my wife is pregnant. And it's amazing to me. When you're into something or you know something and you're it's such a big part of your life that you're always kind of surprised that other people don't know about it, right? Or are not interested in it. So for example, if you're a gamer, you're into games, you just can't imagine other people are not into games. Oh, by the way, I am on Steam, and I'm going to try to get on next week and try to figure out how to play. Recommendation, I have a Mac. I have a very fast Mac, the top of the line Mac. So if, anyone has good recommendations. And my name is either gimmeabreakman or gimmeaflakeman. One of the two. So if you want to add me or whatever. I don't know what we can do together, but I don't know what it means, but Anyway, I'm on Steam. And let me know what to do because I like shooting things. How about that? I like zombies and shooting things. So I need some recommendations. So yeah, that's the other thing I wanted to tell you about. Okay, so one of my friends got not pregnant. One of my friends, and actually he's on the channel, but I don't want to say his name. He's been on the channel before, way back. Well, no, you know what? I'll tell you what he was in with me. I'll tell you why not. He and I got drunk and rode our bicycles to Don Quixote, and I did a GoPro video. Like I think the camera was on my chest. And he had a baby. His wife had a baby, and it's really cool. Now this is the part. Maybe I shouldn't have said who he was, because now here's the embarrassing part. He was telling me about this thing where when the woman has the baby, to relieve the pain, or I guess that's the pain. When you're going through the baby thing, the baby's coming out and shit. You're supposed to get a tennis ball and push it up against the anus. And I'm listening to him on the phone. Like I called him today to congratulate him. And to be honest, I didn't think he'd answer because, he just had a baby. I figured he'd be busy, but I figured I'd leave a message anyway. But But anyway, he told me the whole story of how the whole thing, and it was like snowing 2 days ago, so that's a big part of the story, right? Because it's snowing so much, and they couldn't drive because they didn't trust their car, and they got a taxi, but they didn't. The taxi, had problems. They were calling all the taxis back at the same time that they were getting it, and it was almost a. Anyway, that's not really the important part. The important part is the tennis ball in the anus. Oh, by the way, the kids are really, really cute, and I always often say it's been my kind of motto, not motto, but my belief that all babies are ugly, and I'm not, and I think it was one of the biggest lies in the world when people say, "Oh, your baby's so cute," or "Don't you think it's cute?" And people think their baby's cute. Nobody's baby's cute, but I gotta tell you, this guy's baby's really cute. I mean, already the eyes are huge, so cute. I looked at it closely and I thought, the kid's nose, I was trying to be critical, but the kid's nose is a little bit funny looking, but still really cute. So, so maybe not all babies are ugly. I guess I have to rethink that truthism. So anyway, here's the thing. He's telling me about, the tennis, he's telling me that when a woman goes into labor, the suggested way of relieving her pain is to put a ball up against the anus. And that's supposed to help. And I'm thinking, really? Yeah, I'm pretending like I know this, right? Because I know, everybody knows that, right? But I didn't know anything about it. She's like, yeah, we looked it up on YouTube. Apparently you can find YouTube videos. And if you can find those videos, feel free to post them in the comments. I haven't looked yet. So tonight I was talking to my wife, right before she went to bed, about 3 hours ago. She says, I said, we got to start, researching about putting a tennis ball, up against your anus. So you can, when the baby comes. So I said, you know about that, right? She goes, oh, yeah. She goes, no, it's not a tennis ball. It's a golf ball. And I said, I'm going to use a basketball. No, we were just joking around. But she's like, oh, if you use a basketball, Maggie will get all excited. Maggie the dead dog, right? We still talk about her like she's around, right? I got a really nice email from Fina. I don't know if anyone who remembers her on the channel. Fina is this old subscriber, YouTuber J-vlogger who stopped J-vlogging, but he's I think the most beautiful, top 3 most beautiful girls on YouTube that I know. How about that? On YouTube that I know. That's very limited, right? There's a couple. I'll tell you the 2 who they are right now. Okay, there's Maria. Was that her name? Maria? Heather. No, Heather. Heather, who Miss Pac-Man. She's hot. And then there's this girl Anya, who's just drop dead gorgeous. And none of them do videos anymore. So I guess if you're too beautiful, you just can't last. Oh, and which reminds me, there was a really good video on BuzzFeed. Where the hell is it? I don't know where it is now. But about women on YouTube who get sexually harassed all the fucking time. And I looked at something's going to turn on in a minute. Hold on a second. All this noise is going to start up on my computer. Yeah, see, there it is. That's a commercial. That wasn't it. Oh, yeah. What's it like to be a woman on YouTube? And it's a really short video, which makes me think that I just talk way too much, which I do, but that's what you guys pay for. Or actually you don't pay for, but you should pay for. Support me on Patreon. Yeah, so, how are we doing? Yeah. Anyway, that video is like, yeah, women get screwed over all the time, but I'm almost like afraid to even talk about it because in my heart, I know that what they're saying is right, but I know that even talking about it, I'm going to get a lot of guys going, fuck those girls, they just got to grow some balls, which is not nice, I'm an old-fashioned guy, so, although I completely support women's rights, I also want to hold the door open for them, which I know you're not supposed to be able to do both, but anyway. That's really good. So, basketball against the anus. Yes, women have it tough. What was I lost my. So I saw this video on women. They got it tough. Oh yeah, beautiful women on the internet. I got a nice message. Yeah, so Fina Pon was her name. I don't know if her channel is even open anymore, but gorgeous blonde woman from Germany. she found out that Maggie died. That's what it was. That's how we got back. So let me get back to that. She found out Maggie was dead, and she always loved Maggie. She's always like commenting on all of Maggie's videos. More than mine. She'd only watch my videos for the dog, which is cool. I don't care. That's fine. That's the same as my wife, right? So, but she emailed me and said she was sorry that Maggie was dead. And you know, I gotta tell you that I still like, you know, it still bugs me like, goddamn dog died. Like, what the hell's wrong with that dog? She died, you know. It kind of bugs me that she couldn't have lasted a little longer. Damn. You know, I'm thinking I want to get another dog, but same god thing's gonna happen. It's just gonna die again. It's gonna be cute for like, it'll be cute for like 10 years, and then it'll die, and I'll be really sad again. But I guess that's life, and it's gonna happen to us too. You know, and I mean, it's happening right now. I'm dying right now, guys. So are you. Like, there's a lot of you that I'm gonna just watch get older and older, and some of you guys who are much younger than me are gonna die before me. That's gonna be freaky. That's gonna be depressing. You know. Ah, life. Yeah, someone's got to invent not invulnerability, but immortality. We got to figure that out, man, because this death thing, that sucks. Death really sucks. Yeah. Okay. Now, speaking of death, which is actually the reason I originally wanted to make this video, was about a really sad story, but an interesting story for a couple of reasons. First, quite a few years ago, I've been to Germany once. I went to Germany with I used to be a salaryman for a very short time. I was offered, this is how stupid I am, okay? I was offered a job as a salaryman at an import-export company, and they imported like non-flammable cloth from Europe. So it was made in Europe, Eastern Europe. You know, this was, I guess, I don't know. This must have been like 15 years ago or so. And my job was basically to read the emails and answer the emails. And, you know, he would tell, because no one spoke English in the office. So, they asked me to go to Belarus, where the factory was, with them, with the boss. And they paid for everything, of course. So I went with him, but when we were in Frankfurt, we stopped over in Frankfurt, and when we were in Frankfurt, the big honcho boss, you know, decided to spend like a couple hours in a German porno store looking at magazines. And I don't know what it is about Eastern European pornography, but it just seems to me like white trash crap. And I just was, you know, I went in there with him, and I tried to look at a couple of magazines just to, when you're in the, if you're in a porno shop and everyone's looking at magazines except you, it seems pretty weird. So I'll just, look at some, and I'm like, oh, this is really just uncomfortable. So I ended up staying, waiting outside for him to finish his shopping. He came out with some bag. I don't know what he bought, but, I'm as red-blooded as the next guy, but there's something about standing in a porno shop looking at magazines that just made me feel uncomfortable. Yeah. So that's my experience that was the only time I was in Frankfurt. And after that, we quickly flew to whatever big cities in Belarus, where I was surprised that they had a casino there. I remember that. And I was also surprised that most of the women that I met, and the men, kind of smelled a little bit of sweat in Belarus. Sorry to say that if you're from Belarus. What was the point of this conversation? God, I'm really all over the place here. Well, what am I talking about? Okay, yeah, so that's the only time I've really been in Germany. But I do remember years ago that Germany had a problem with immigrants, especially Turkish immigrants, and that they were actually offering money to Turkish immigrants to go back to Turkey. And I thought that was an interesting and innovative idea. And I think, a lot of Americans complain about Mexicans, but I'm sure, and by the way, I'm not Mexican. Not that there's anything wrong with it. But a lot of Americans complain about Mexicans coming over and taking our jobs and all that shit. But I really doubt Americans would offer Mexicans money to go back to Mexico. I really doubt that. Or anybody. I think they wouldn't offer anyone to go away. Unless he was dating his daughter, right? Anyway. So my image of Germany was, well, they don't like Turkish people. Which leads me to this story. So on November 15th, at a McDonald's in Frankfurt, Germany, which is the only city I've been in, these two women were getting hassled by some young guys, right, in the bathroom. and a young Turkish woman stood up for them. Now, I don't know her age, but her name is Tugce. Tugce? It's spelled T-U-G-C-E. I've been told it's pronounced Tugce. Albayra. Or Tugce Albayra. I guess it's her first name is Tugce. Tugce Albayra is her last name. And what she did was she intervened. She protected the girl. She said, hey, stop hassling these girls. It was 2 girls, apparently. I guess the guy stopped hassling, and then they went outside, and the guy came back and punched her in the head. She fell on the ground and was basically, I guess, brain damaged, or she fell into a coma, and yeah, her brain died. They took her to the hospital, and I think it was a week later they had to decide to disconnect to unplug her because her brain was dead. So the impressive thing about this whole story is not just the fact that she's brave and a woman, was that she's Turkish, and all these hundreds of people, if not thousands, turned out to for her funeral, to honor her. And the last I heard is 158,000 people have signed some kind of petition asking for the president to give her a post-mortem award. Basically some kind of Medal of Valor kind of thing, whatever the German equivalent is to that. And I thought that's really cool. And Germany's come a long way. So good for them, and I think America is at that point too, that would happen there. So I'm going to be honest with you because, being honest is part of this channel, trying to be as honest as possible. The reason I'm making this video, or initially the reason I want to make this video, but the reason I'm making this video is because someone on Patreon paid $7 for it. I said, if you pay $7, I will toast. My original thing was I will toast any reason, your birthday, your anniversary, you just had sex for the first time in your life, whatever it is, I'll toast anything. And he sent me this story, and it was such a heart-wrenching story. I couldn't just toast to it. I had to actually tell you guys what I thought about it, because so this is for her. For Tugce Albayra, let me see if I can see her name right. To Tugce Albayra. Cheers. Of course, I don't believe in heaven, so I can't imagine you're looking down on me, but good for stepping up and doing the right thing. Because another thing about that is that a lot of women here in Japan, you guys know me. I mean, I'll walk into a dangerous situation. But to be fair, it's because I'm just under 6 feet and I'm like 200 pounds. So, I'm not a huge guy, but I can hold my own. And more than that, I got attitude. So I've walked into groups of like 7 or 8 guys, and the thing about fights is I've never really been in a fight. Not really. I avoid it all with attitude because I am willing to be in a fight. And I think people know that by my body language. So people back off. But a lot of it is because I'm a guy, I have the feeling that if I were a woman, I wouldn't be so stupid or brave or whatever you want to call it. And people would probably not, be intimidated by my size. Well, if I were a 200-pound woman, I think I'd be more intimidated by a 200-pound woman than by me, but who knows? But so, it is harder to be a woman, of course, in real life and on the internet. I mean, it's of course, there are a lot of benefits to being a woman, right? You can, people tend to be nicer to women in general, but people also tend to be scumbags to women too. So, she was brave to do that. You got to give her that. And Germany is cool to want to honor her that way. Looking back on it though, I mean, did she do the right thing? Well, she's dead, so obviously, not. But at the same time, it was kind of her only choice, if she's going to defend some girls, and that's the way she is. That's her personality. Of course, we don't want her dead. It's a no-win, if she had not done that, no one would ever know who she was, right? And no one would ever know what she was, which was a brave young woman. And this guy apparently is 18 years old. He's going to get like a slap on the wrist. So that sucks. I don't even know what his name is, but if someone knows, put it in the comments, in the description. The comments. So that was the other thing I want to talk about. How, being a woman sucks in real life, and being a woman sucks on the internet as well. Which reminds me of the D.W. Jackson books, which is a weird way to get around to this topic, which is not my intent, but D.W. Jackson writes these books, and he's the guy who's giving away the free trip to Japan, which I'm hoping more people, you still got like, what is it today? Today's the 18th. You still got 12 days to compete, or 11 days to submit your video. Free trip to Japan. All you got to be is in the top 10. You got a chance. So, look for that video on Give Me a Break Man or Give Me a Flake Man if you're interested. But the reason I'm mentioning him is because in his books are based upon a fictional society where women are the bosses. They're the overlords. They are the slave owners, and men are the slaves. And it kind of makes you wonder if that isn't such a bad idea. When you see shit like this happen, Anyway, I guess that's pretty much it. I just want to say thank you to Christian, who asked me to make this video. I usually deal with just Japanese topics, of course, but this was also connected to me, and just simply because I've only been in Frankfurt in Germany, and it does make me think about about things that I do, which is vigilanteism, right? I'm like her. I'm the kind of person who steps up. But it makes you think maybe that's not such a good thing. I don't know. Like I've told you in previous videos, don't do shit like that. You're going to get hurt. But for me, that's the way I want to live. So I think it's an individual decision. Again, I do think you shouldn't do what I do. But obviously she was the kind of person who couldn't hold her tongue either and couldn't play it safe. And this is what happened to her, right? Yeah. In a way, she was dealing with a human chimpanzee, and there's not really much you can do. Which is fucking sad, but that's what it's about. So I think I will, I don't really have much else to say about this, except, thanks for watching, and, let me know what you think about being a vigilante. It was, I'm sure my mother would say, what a waste. The poor girl's dead because she did that shit, And of course, I don't know this woman's mother, and I don't know anything about Turkish culture, so I don't know what they would say in Turkey. I don't know if they would say something like that, if they'd rather have their daughter. I would think they'd rather have their daughter than have a brave daughter, but I don't know. I'll drink in silence as I finish up the video. Thanks for watching, though, and this has been a laundry video. To finish the video, hell, just say cheers, and kanpai to Tugce, Tugce, Albayrak.